Welcome to the worst of Star Trek. I'm Mike and this is Jerry, and we're going to watch a lot of bad Star Trek. There's a lot of really good Star Trek.
There's a lot of mediocre Star Trek.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of just shit-awful Star Trek, and that's what we're going to focus on. The boring, the terrible. Jerry's mostly just seen...
good Star Trek.
Yeah, but pretty much just Next Generation, right?
Yeah, mostly.
The worst Star Trek you saw before what we watched today was probably Star Trek Nemesis, right?
I've watched a lot of Next Gen. A lot of Next Gen.
Well, you've seen some of the Next Gen that's on our list.
And some of the original that's on this list, too.
But you didn't see today's episode.
No, never.
I've seen almost every Star Trek thing there is, episode-wise. I think there's a couple of Enterprise and a couple of Voyager I haven't seen. I made a list of episodes that I thought were the worst, and there's a couple of movies on here. And it's about 27 items, TV shows and movies. I didn't include the animated series, but I think because I'd have to include the entire thing, I think, right?
How many episodes are there?
I don't know, but we're probably going to watch them all. But that, I think I want to do something separate. I want to do that after we do this.
Something.
Also, I put it out to Reddit. It actually was called the worst Star Trek episodes, and I got a huge response for someone who doesn't put anything up. You know what I mean? It has no real Reddit presence. And I got a top 10 of worst episodes that they think of people on Reddit that I asked. Today we focused on the episode Spock's Brain of the original series, which was actually the first one on my list. The next one is Cat Spock.
This episode was boring.
His brain is gone.
The Enterprise is doing stuff.
Yeah, they're just doing their thing, doing their space journeys and stuff. And this
boldly
woman,
going.
Oh yeah, boldly going. Where no man's gone before. Final Frontier stuff.
All that.
All that.
Always.
No man has gone before.
No women either.
Well, they meet a woman. Well, first things first is they see this weird hoobla-doo flying in space, and it's just doing this kind of stuff, and they're like, what is this? Nobody knows.
It's got ion thrusters. That's way beyond our capabilities.
And then this woman appears, and everybody, she does this, she has one of those things Leela does on Futurama, and she goes, boop-a-doo. And everybody knocks out. And then she goes over to Spock, touches his head, and everyone knows that means she sucked his brains out with her hand.
She absolves him of all his sins. His space sins.
Yeah. So he did communion, and then, you know, Star Trek, they come back, and everyone's all busted up. Everyone. So they're like, what's happening? What's happening to Spock? His brain is gone!
When we woke up, he was already in the hospital.
So his brain is gone. And they're like, what do we do? And Kirk's like, we must search for his brain. And everyone's like, are you serious? And he's like, yes. So what do they do?
He'd look for our brains. I mean, he didn't say that. But.
He said, the brain of the many outweigh the brain of the few. Or the brain. So they're like, alright, it could only have been like 12 planets this people could have come from. So they sit around, check off Kirk and Sulu, and they just kind of
bullshit.
Yeah.
With each other to figure out what planet
it
is.
It's like, Sulu, what do you think? And he's like, Captain, perhaps Planet 3. And check off like, Planet 3? Are you stupid? It's got to be 4 or 12. And
Planet 3 was covered in ice. It was a glacial mess.
So they went, let's go there.
Boom shakalaka.
So they went down. Kirk, Sulu. No. Sulu was on the ship with her.
Scotty?
Yeah, it was Scotty, who was terrible in this episode. Terrible. This is him. It's all reaction shots. He does nothing else.
Dude, not just Scotty, but this whole episode is 90% reaction shots.
You know, I'm crapping all over Scotty. He did have a lot of negative things to say about women. He either did reactions, or he was like, I don't know, Captain, they're women. I don't know. How could they have done it?
We haven't even gotten that far.
How could they have done it to their women?
So they go down to the glacial planet, and it's full of large men with clubs, and they set up a little ambush.
They keep calling them the muscular captain.
They're very big.
But they were.
No, they seem pretty normal.
No, they were regular-sized men. Oh, and we forgot about Spock. Spock's wearing...
They brought brainless Spock on the mission because they had... As soon as they
first they did it. First they're like, let's check this shit out. Then they're like, alright, this place is pretty cool. Hey, McCoy, send him down. And then 2 people beam down. You're like, who's this other person? Oh, it's brainless Spock. And he's got a head rig.
Cut to commercial.
Yeah. Because everyone was like, oh my god, they put a brain rig on him.
He's walking around like Frankenstein.
Well, yeah, because McCoy's juking him with a joystick.
He's got his RC Spock for Christmas.
Don't they go down the planet?
They demand that they take them. They keep talking about the others, the ones who bring us
the before time,
delight and pain.
The before man.
It's like, all right, take us to the others. He's like, no, it's forbidden. So they go there on their own. And it's all women down there, and a couple of enslaved men that they have with their fucking tiger wrist games. Everyone's confused because everyone down there is an idiot who doesn't know what's going on. So
oh yeah.
Like, all right, everyone here's a fucking moron. Who made this? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and Scotty's not helping. He's just saying women are dumb. They're just dumb. And everyone's like, dude,
these broads are too stupid to have made a spaceship. Ugh. That's a terrible, terrible Scottish accent.
And then Kirk's like, that can't be it, Scotty. Come on, McCoy. And
women are, Kirk's all like, women aren't bad. I sex them regularly.
And now, everybody from the Enterprise crew that's down there has these.
They got captured again from the light bright fucking wrist defense system.
They got little Jubajus on them.
Like
they look like little Jello molds.
Little championship belts.
Yeah, they all
the replica ones, not the real ones. One thing this episode did do well is during the fight scene with their captors, they did a good job of hiding the stunt double usage, whereas usually Star Trek doesn't even bother to hide that they use stunt doubles.
I'm trying to recall if there was any kind of action at all.
No, they beat up the prison guards.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So anyway, they get captured and they beat up the prison guards, and somehow Spock is able to send them communications through a...
Communicator.
Spock's brain.
Spock was there too.
Yeah,
Spock's other brother.
Spock.
He's my other Spock from another brother.
Spock helps them find his brain, and it's in like a machine that's running the underground thing that keeps all the people alive.
So one of these women that doesn't have a brain comes in and she's like, you can't know about the known before us.
How did you do this? How? So
they're like, well, this brain bucket thing.
A magic helmet that tells me things.
So they're like, Kirk forces her to take the knowledge. Like, it's very forceful. So she gets that forced knowledge, and now she's like all smug. She's
and not only that,
now you just gave me what I wanted.
It gives her the knowledge of how to take guns from people and aim them.
You taught me this. Yes, I don't know of killing.
What is turn the tables? So Scotty's standing on her left, and he flat out goes, and she turns and looks at him, and Kirk just takes it.
I don't remember that.
Oh, he groans, and she looks at him. So then they use the brain bucket on McCoy, and in the middle of the surgery, he starts forgetting how to do it. I'm gonna hook up the brain to Spock's mouth so Spock can guide me through.
And he does.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happens. So Spock is like... Spock is doing the surgery.
His brain is open.
Spock is doing the surgery with McCoy's hands, pretty much.
When it's done, Spock sits up, and his head is fine.
He's good to go.
And he's Leonard Nimoy when he wakes up. He's not Spock. Spock would have got up and been like, everything is fine now, Captain. Let's return to our ship.
And
he was more like, hey, Spock.
He sits up and he's all like, in the middle of the earth, in the land of the Shire, there's a brave little hobbit whom we all admire.
This Spock's brain is considered by fans one of the worst episodes. So I didn't put it on the list of things that people on Reddit were suggesting because it's
really
such a big.
Acted.
Yeah, it was everything. Even the way it was edited and
the way
everything.
It was shot, like too many reaction shots. Like really, 90% of it is reaction shots.
Next episode is original series, episode Cat's Paw, if you want to watch before we do the next episode.
Can we call it webisode?
You can?
I'm
yes.
gonna. So, next webisode, we'll see you.
What do you think, Lenny? What's it smell like?
It actually smells kind of good.
Yeah, I've drank.
It smells like
Bullshit!